Kia ora, I'm Sherry Kinnear and these are the latest New Zealand Herald headlines. Public health experts are calling on people even with mild symptoms to get tested as COVID-19 testing numbers take a dive. After a record day of community cases on Saturday, numbers fell on Sunday and again yesterday down to 188. Close to 13,000 tests were administered on Sunday, but test numbers had been sitting around the 24,000 mark at the end of last week. Otago University public health expert Leslie Gray says the low numbers could be due to bad weather, the public holiday and Omicron giving a mild infection to some.
It could be that some people have absolutely no symptoms whatsoever and therefore do not think that they need to go and get tested.
Homeschool applications have increased fourfold in a year. Ministry of Education data shows a sharp increase in homeschooling inquiries since September. This January, there were 735 applications, up from 187 in 2021. The National Council of Home Educators says the wide variety of reasons for people applying include wanting education continuity during COVID-19, concerns about mandates and having vulnerable family members at home. Omicron and MIQ troubles haven't dented Labour and the Prime Minister's support, while National appears to have a challenge on its hands to win back voters. The latest News Hub Reid research poll shows Labour still riding a pandemic popularity wave, up 2% to 44, while Nationals rose 4% to 31. That's to the detriment of the ACT Party, which has plummeted 8% to sit on 8. Auckland University's Dr Lara Greaves thinks National and Chris Luxon will take a more centre-right position to get support.
We've seen that over the Waitangi Day coverage and we've seen that over their party meetup where they decided to talk about things like poverty, talk about the wellbeing budget and things along those lines.
NIWA scientists are investigating the connection of climate change to recent West Coast floods. Just 7 months after the West Coast was hit with severe rainstorms flooding homes, another rainstorm has drenched Westland and Bullard districts. The state of emergency ended over the weekend and those evacuated are back in their homes. NIWA climate scientist says July's flooding event was 5 to 10% wetter than it would have been without emissions. New Zealand has recorded one of its deadliest summers for drownings in several years and is now well ahead of Australia when it comes to deaths at our beaches. The latest Beach and Coastal Safety Report shows we have a 44% higher 10-year average beach and coastal fatal drowning rate per capita. More than a third of the drownings in the past decade occurred at a surf beach, with rips being the biggest hazard. 87% of those who died were men. Surf Lifesaving New Zealand says they're hugely concerning statistics and we need to do better. In world news, Vladimir Putin and Emmanuel Macron have held urgent talks about the escalating tensions over Ukraine. The Russian president and his French counterpart have been meeting in Moscow. Macron hopes the discussions can start a process of de-escalation. He plans to travel to Ukraine for further talks tonight. And more new staff for Boris Johnson as the British Prime Minister tries to shore up his authority. He's hired Gito Harry, an aide from his days as London Mayor, who's recently been critical of Johnson, to try and regain control of his government's messaging. And those are the latest New Zealand Herald headlines. For more and to stay up to date, head to nzherald.co.nz. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. To stay up to date with all the latest news from the New Zealand Herald, click the subscribe button below or check out one of the videos here and head over to nzherald.co.nz for more details on these stories and more.